Welcome into Sports Idiot Nation. Today is Wednesday, so you know what time it is. Another episode, and you've heard us talk on this very program before about what events we've been to, what we want to go to as far as stadiums and things like that. Today, we're talking all things sinful bucket list. Find out who made the cut.
Sports, comedy, pop culture, and everything in between. By idiots, for idiots. Stick around for the end and find out what Hall of Famers had to take a back seat to me at an all-time bucket list event.
This is Sports Idiot Nation.
Sports, comedy, pop culture, and everything in between. Welcome back, sinners. This is Season 2 of Sports Idiot Nation.
Welcome in. It is a Wednesday, so you know what time it is. Time for Sports Idiot Nation. Remember to follow us wherever you get your social media. It is I, joined by Miles Behind Enemy Lines. And today, like we said, we've talked through some of, our favorite stadiums and things like that. But we want to talk through bucket list items today in the sports and even pop culture world, I guess you could say. And I'll ask you, Miles, what's your number one thing? We're going to talk through a few, but there had to be something that jumped out at you okay, I know I'm excited, this I have to do or I will die.
I would die. Jump off a cliff. Skydiving and bungee jumping. So I think the most cliche one of all is going to a Super Bowl. I think that is the ultimate and is the paramount for every sports fan who ever lived. But I think the biggest thing about it is what city would we want to go to most? And I think among us three sinners, we just have to rip the Band-Aid off and get into it immediately. We are Sports Idiot Nation, SIN. Sin, as we joked before, we are eventually going to sponsor the Las Vegas Bowl. So with that, take it a step up. We know at some point, someday, we are going to get there and we're going to sponsor that. Beyond that, let's be real, man. With Allegiant Stadium, we want a Super Bowl in Vegas. Us three boys get out onto the strip, hang out, hit the casinos, and watch the Super Bowl in person, obviously with the media passes on the field, right?
To be interviewing, yeah. I kind of think of Guillermo to Jimmy Kimmel. All three of us are kind of like Guillermo, where we're interviewing the left tackle or the right guard, who no one knows. Why do you want to interview me? Oh, because you're John Thomas, or what? Make them feel
We ain't
good.
canceled yet. Most important guy out there.
So-
No, your logo's on backwards. The Super Bowl, how they have the patch that says Super Bowl, whatever that'll be. Sir, you look at everyone else. There's on the left. There's on the right. Something's wrong with you.
Because we made it, yeah. Frank Abagnale.
Writing them checks, man. I wish I had money. Someday we'll have money and we can afford to do this.
Here is the thing about Vegas. There's so many things that I would want to do with you, knuckleheads. I want to go to the pool that has where you could just watch 19 things on the big screen. There's the bar right there in the water, and it's just epic. I definitely want to be able to check that out. You mentioned Vegas. Another thing that I want to do there is to be able to go for 3-4 days. That way to enjoy some other things like shows and whatnot. But during Summer League in the NBA, can you imagine seeing Cooper Cup? Yeah, Cooper Cup play football. Wrong Cooper.
Just a little guy. He's just out there hooping it up. Is this midget league basketball or is it summer league basketball?
He's like Tweeter out there on the basketball court. No, Cooper Flag. Guys like that. Or a couple years ago, Wimby. That would be pretty cool to just hang, and then like, what are you guys doing later at 2 p.m.? Let's just go to, it's the
Wherever we
Sixers
want.
versus the Mavericks, or like, whatever. That would be pretty cool. And to do a show, do a podcast from there after, like, hey, we're reporting live, like a couple of you guys are just half drunk, like, yeah, we're live, we're live from a pina colada, and I got a lot to say. Like, fighting the
Trying to
straw.
get that straw back in the
I swear the straw was right here. But no, I mean, you're right. Vegas, like, I've been on this very program. We did an episode where, was it week 0 or week 1 of college?
LSU USC back before well, I say back before because it was week 0, the 2024 season. Back when we
Yeah.
thought both those teams were going to be really good, and they weren't.
Yeah. So I was in Vegas there, and we recorded basically while I was there, and that was great. But it was just me. I didn't go to any games. I lost my behind at the casino. But I mean, it was good. Blue Man Group. I would want to do another show. I'd want to do it to see what bands are coming out. So yeah, Vegas with the fellas, is kind of a thing. And check out
Vegas with your boys.
with
Might
your
want to
boys.
get reservations before we go.
They get busy. Vegas gets busy on a Wednesday. All right.
True.
The other thing that
especially
comes to mind,
for Hoops League.
the other thing that comes to mind is Steph Curry. A couple summers ago, just in a 3-minute span, for Steph Curry to hit 3 or 4 3-pointers, the epic screenshot of him about to launch with KD going like this, and I think it was LeBron going like this. They're wide open. He's the only human in basketball, NBA, like whatever you want to call it, in basketball history, the only player who can take a shot while those two players are wide open and calling for it. He's the only one that you're like, go ahead, shoot it. Literally anyone else, you're like, no, pass it. You're double teamed. That guy's wide open. That's Kevin Durant. He's the only one. And the perfect screenshot of it where he's about to launch and you see the other players wide open, like going like this, like, hey, bro, I'm open. Like, no, don't worry. Just go back on D. Don't worry about it. I got it.
Takes me back to basically every recess ever when I was in grade school, and thinking that little kid that no one really has any expectations for, and the stud of the class is over in the corner. He's wide open and he's not giving the ball, and the kid just launched it from way out, never, no, and it goes in. Never mind. That kid's good. Oh, maybe I'll pick him first tomorrow on Thursday for first. Oh, and then he ends up being a stud shooter that just no one realized. Little engine that could.
Yeah, I mean, that would have been so amazing to have been at that game where, I mean, Dwayne Wade, all these guys are like on the sidelines. Or I remember Carmelo Anthony. There was a shot of Carmelo Anthony on like the first or second row, just with his mouth open. Like, this is Carmelo Anthony, like top 20, top 15 scorer ever in the history of round ball. And here he is, like, just jaw on the floor at what Steph Curry's doing. I think if he's amazed, I think us idiots would be like just going crazy. So an Olympic event like that, I mean, if they're like, say in 10 years, there's a guy who gets viral by throwing a javelin and he becomes super famous. Like, yeah, I would want to go see that dude throw a javelin just to say I saw that guy throw the javelin. Like, that's the only reason.
Or a dude with his hand in his pocket with a pistol out and taking silver medal from a country in the Middle East called Turkey. Yeah, I will. I would love to watch that. These guys are just super precise and got all the equipment. And guys like, man, whatever. We're just gonna hire an assassin and
I'm bored.
start taking people out. Yeah.
When is this event over? I want to go to Olympic Village. With my
Check out all the
boys.
ladies over there. Right. Right, exactly. Oh God, all the superhuman athletes, and you hear all the stories about athletes commingling in there. I guess I'll leave it at
AIDS.
that. It's like,
AIDS. I
but
think AIDS is
so
happening.
I'll just go and watch then, I guess.
Yeah.
I
All
will
right.
not
So
partake.
we got Vegas. We got Olympics. What else do you have?
Well, kind of keeping with the international thing, I know we got the Olympics coming up in the United States. And I also kind of thought about when we were talking about the Super Bowl, because it's going to happen. We know, obviously, the Bad Bunny Super Bowl coming up. I know he's American, he's Puerto Rican, but he doesn't speak English. So now I'm thinking, when's the NFL going to pull a trigger and have an international Super Bowl? So that kind of gets things rolling with that. I don't want that, but if it did happen, it'd be unique. So what
Tiesto or
international
something?
events? Yeah, beyond that. Well, shit, just to go to a London game would be fantastic. And see a game at Wembley, and then more things roll. It's like, shoot, I don't give a damn about tennis, but even seeing Wimbledon over in over in London would be a great opportunity. And then
Yeah.
like the ultimate, seeing Premier League championships, seeing UEFA Euro championship over in Europe. So big time sports events in Europe at all, especially at Wembley. And I'm not a fan of the UK. Like that's actually very low on my list of countries in the United States or in the United States, in Europe that I want to go to outside the United States. But to see a major event in Wembley or see Wimbledon across the way, it would be otherworldly to be able to do that with you, Boas.
Yeah. Just as, again, like, it's just part of the, like, hey, remember that year we went to, and whatever thing, Augusta. Hey, remember the year we went to Augusta and saw whoever win the, like the Masters, whoever's in it, it doesn't necessarily matter. Like, there's no Tiger anymore. There's no name
Right.
above all names. There's three or four that are like, oh yeah,
Yeah,
but
Scotty
like,
Scheffler and
yeah, but like, it just doesn't have the same ring to
Xavier
it.
Scheffler. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and
It's
it's
not
still
the.
cool. It would still be bucket list, hands down.
All right, I want to go chill at Amen Corner, the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
pageantry and the excellence.
So here's one that we didn't even. We kind of were shuffling around in the group text, kind of going through ideas. Here's one that I still kick myself when my Giants swept the Tigers. I was 120, 150 miles away from where the World Series was happening if I just would have drove to Detroit. And I just it yes, it crossed my mind, but like, I know of Giants fans in Fort Wayne. There's like three of us. And they went, and I'm like, I'm still kick myself. Like, that would have been just amazing. You think about the Marlins, man, like all those memories that this dude has of going to games and stuff. And just to go, even if it's not your team, I feel like would still be kind of fun. You're from where I live, and Detroit, Chicago, Cincinnati, Cleveland, even Milwaukee-ish, because it's a short drive from Chicago. But any of those cities, if they're hosting the World Series, it's like, why not go? Why not try and get to one of the games, And I never have done it. I think that would be something too. Now, if it's your favorite team, if the Reds are in the World Series, which by the year 3000 they may scratch the surface.
Don't think I'll still be alive, but
Pretty
the
sure.
issue here the issue here, Adam, is you're a poor just like me. So we're like, it's just right down the road. I'm just 120 miles and
Well, okay,
$1,600 short.
the Rangers, if they
Yeah,
get back,
if I could afford to feed my children as well as a ticket, then I'd consider.
okay, but let me ask you this: you're talking about going to Wembley. Well, that's not
Well,
free.
that's TI covering it for us because the whole thing there is that's a business trip. So,
But
that's a write off. It's a tax write off.
I'm saying the three of us would go to a World Series game. You goon.
Yeah, well, I can't put you guys up because you couldn't afford a hotel room too, and I don't have enough space in my house to keep you all
So
here.
you're
Yeah,
not
no,
going
it
to a
would.
World Series game.
I would love to go to a World Series game, but
That's
now
all I'm
that you're
saying.
actually bringing up, but hang on here, you're bringing up some logical and
Oh,
reasonable
here I
events that
go
we
bringing
possibly
logic
could
into
go
it.
to. But now that I'm thinking, wow, that's really close to home, I could go. I realize, no, I can't afford it. If I'm going to shoot the moon, I'm just going to say, hey, we're going overseas as a group and making Sin pay for it.
You can go overseas. The very first game of the year was it this past year or the year before? Dodgers.
Yankees.
No, Cubs. Wasn't it Cubs? Dodgers Cubs was in Japan, wasn't it?
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking a World Series here,
No, no,
but
no.
that
To
would
go
be
to a
a
regular
hell of a
season
trip.
game in Japan.
Japan, yeah.
Well, we're
Shoot,
making up stuff that probably won't
yeah,
happen.
bro.
Let's go
Why
there.
not?
Let's go to
Hey, they could play on Mars next year for all I care. Well,
right,
we'll
right.
be there. We better get on that starship right now. Hey, Elon. I'll hit up Elon on the other side of the state and get our ass on in now. We'll be there right before April kicks off. We're 6 months out.
So we're thinking through some more bucket list. My parents have been. My mom got the special hat. They've been to the Kentucky Derby. I have never been able to partake. We have had the pleasure of hanging out together at the Indy 500. Uh, that was definitely epic, and I would do that again with. We gotta. Uh, we had a chance not too long ago to talk to Indy idiot Trent, and that would be good to like go with. We've talked about going with him. I've been to enough where I don't need to go, but like if the boys are going, like okay, like I'm in. Like I'm in. I'll wake up at 5 a.m. and do the whole thing if we're doing it.
We could switch it up and go to the Brickyard 400, which I have not been to, and I'd assume
Daytona,
you haven't either.
yeah,
Well,
Daytona's
yeah, and I
another.
was just saying in Indy, but hell
Right,
yeah,
right, right.
Daytona,
But
Talladega, at all. I mean, hell,
you're
y'all
not on
can come down
fire. You're not
a
on
little bit
fire.
more, a little bit more affordable in May. I could take you all to Texas Speedway for the Texas 400 down here. That I think we could get into reasonably when the budget's low.
Trying to think if there's anything else we haven't. Oh, tennis, Wimbledon.
Anyone? Wimbledon, I mentioned next to
Okay,
Wembley.
okay,
Yeah, we
okay.
knocked that one out. We checked
We
the
got
box.
tennis, golf. Oh, I'll say this. I don't know what big names right now, but in our lifetime, there will be more big names at some point. Boxing or UFC. Since Dana has put himself in the boxing thing, bringing boxing back up, that's probably maybe New York, but it's probably Vegas. That's another. We just
That's
didn't. We
probably while
forgot
we're
to
there.
mention that one. Like that, I would do that too in Vegas.
That's a good one out of you there, Adam.
Pretty solid work. I
Yeah,
work. I work here.
yeah,
I
right.
work
So
here.
that's awesome. You did bring up the Kentucky Derby because that's always been a big one for my mom because her birthday's the first couple days in May. So often her birthday
Yeah.
falls on the Kentucky Derby. Now, obviously, since my dad's passed, that's something I'll have to pony up for. Pun intended. Get back up north and take her and my sister down to a race. She has not been,
Oh yeah,
and
that would be dope.
that
I
needs
would
to
go.
happen. Needs to happen.
I would
Yeah,
go
well,
for
you can
sure.
drive. You can get us there in about an hour and a
Yeah.
half.
Yeah. We're there. Whoa. Well, I had
The
to go to the
heater didn't
bathroom. You
even.
didn't even stop.
What about the AC? You didn't turn the AC on. Yeah, it's a destination cooler. Yeah,
Yeah,
didn't matter.
exactly. Let's see. Man, I think that's pretty good. I think
We've been to them all in our mind.
yeah, yeah. I'm
Definitely
like,
here
man,
next year though with the World Cup. Gonna have some games in Dallas. It would be awesome to go, but already the tickets are like $1,200 a piece just for a group game. There'll be three or
that's not even
four
a major.
groups that'll have games in Dallas, and then they're having one semifinal, and those tickets will probably range from about 2,000 to 10,000 Not even like for the best seats, but like mid-level, 7, 8
So
grand for a
I'll
World
get
Cup
you,
semi.
I'll get you out of here on this one. This is sports, comedy, pop culture, and everything in between, mind you. So Saturday Night Live, Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon. I think it would be cool for us to go to one of those live tapings. And Saturday Night Live would be at the top probably because it is live. And no matter who the cast is, who the host is, who the musical guest is, come on. It's Saturday Night Live, and that would be an experience because you're in New York. You can throw a dime off the Empire State Building and go to the Statue of Liberty. You would not go to a Jets game because what's the point? Um, but it's New York, right? Eat a cheesecake and shut your lips. It's fun. So
So
that's
that makes me think of a great experience that I had at a live recording. It may not have been one of those comedy shows, but before that Super Bowl was in Indianapolis. Now, God, 15 years ago. I can't believe
you were
that
a wee lad.
almost. I got to go to a live recording that I was invited by from one of my professors at Indiana at the time for free to Bob Costas's Super Bowl pregame show.
Oh,
And
that'd
at
be
the time,
cool.
I went with the dad of a woman I dated, and he was a big sports fan as well. So it was a great time with him. And we get walked in, and they're breaking us up. And at our spot, we're about 2/3 back. Well, there's 3 sections. So first section gets seated front to back. Second section front to back, and then us. Oh, perfectly. We're the very first ones for the third section. We get seated, and then all the personalities get seated one row right behind us. We're talking Philip Rivers, we're talking Ben Roethlisberger, we're talking Eli Manning, who plays in the game there, and a couple of other big time names are literally sitting behind us. We have better seats than all these guys in the NFL. And so obviously pre-recording, him and I were just chatting it up with some of the biggest names in the NFL back in the early 2010s. And then we got to see real close Dick Vermeil, Jerry Jones was there, a couple other big time coaches. So talk
Was he
about live
crying?
recordings. Not at the moment, but
Yeah,
just give them a couple minutes post show and a few drinks in them. This is going to
I'm sure he
happen.
was. Yeah.
A live recording for shows like that are really, really fun to be at. Obviously,
Oh yeah.
we had that enhanced considering who was right by us, but it's cool to see the production value of it and what goes into it and the directions that they give the audience. It's funny because there's always some people there that don't know how to follow directions, and that kind of makes me think of going to the Grand Ole Opry in Nashville too, that I've been to. Like even those, because they're live shows on Saturday nights, before they come back from commercial, they have to give direction. And you have plenty of people there, whether in your Indianapolis at a live recording or out in LA, New York, or in Nashville, you got people that are half cocked and they just can't follow directions. And it kind of adds to the comedy of it all.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, let us know in the comments whether it's a comedy show at Madison Square Garden, a packed house for a big name, or going to a Super Bowl or going to a certain city to take on an event like Wimbledon or Augusta. Let us know mostly what you're really, really going to kill yourself to get to. And remember, new episodes of Sports Aid Nation come to you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, which means we will see you Friday. Thank you for watching this episode of Sports Idiot Nation. Remember, we are on all social media and on YouTube, and the podcast can be found on Spotify and Apple Podcast. Remember, new episodes are every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And remember, because you watch Sports Idiot Nation,
You would be the smartest idiot in the whole world.